Ancient Egypt may be long gone, but archaeologists keep finding its mysterious treasures. Number 25. Burial plots prove slaves did not build the pyramids. While the consensus for many years has been that slaves built the pyramids, that might not be true. A series of old burial plots found in 1990 by a tourist suggests that the people who made the mighty structures were not slaves, but rather paid laborers. These tombs showed workers who were given beer and bread to take to the afterlife, something no slave would ever receive. What's more, the workers were held in high regard as they were put in tombs very close to the sacred pyramids built for the pharaohs themselves. Number 24. Library of Alexandria. A team of scholars from Poland and Egypt dug what appeared to be the Library of Alexandria in 2004. The legendary library contained works by the greatest thinkers and writers of the ancient world, including Plato and Socrates. The real mystery behind it? How was the library destroyed, and for what reason? Number 23. Hidden Palace of Ramses II. What's hidden will be revealed. While researching a royal temple, archaeologists from New York found an ancient Egyptian palace connected to the temple of Ramses II in Abydos. The discovery provides researchers with more clues about temples of the period, and even prompted the first change to the temple's floor plan in about 160 years. Number 22. Oxyrhynchus papyri. Between 1896 and 1907, archaeologists discovered over 500,000 papyri fragments, dating back around 1800 years. The investigators found the pieces in the ruins of the Oxyrhynchus, a sizable ancient town in southern Egypt that flourished when the Roman Empire controlled Egypt. The town's arid state meant that the papyri used by residents survived nearly 2 millennia. The papyri include magical spells, Christian gospels, and even a contract to fix a wrestling match. Number 21. The Silver King. In 1939, archaeologist Pierre Montet discovered Susenes I's tomb, a pharaoh who ruled Egypt around 3,000 years ago. His burial sarcophagus was located in Tanis, a city on the Nile Delta. The pharaoh was lying in a coffin made of silver and was laid to rest wearing a spectacular gold burial mask, Montet found. Because of the delta's moisture, some of the grave treasures did not survive. However, canopic jars used to hold some of the pharaoh's organs, and Shabti figurines purposed to serve the king in his afterlife journey were also found. Number 20. Pyramid Age Papyri. In 2013, a team of archaeologists declared they discovered a port built along the Red Sea about 4,500 years ago, during the pharaoh Khufu's reign. Among the finds are papyri that discuss the Great Pyramid building at Giza, the largest pyramid ever constructed. The papyri say that limestone used in the Great Pyramid's outer casing was shipped from a quarry at Tura to Giza along the Nile River and a series of canals. Number 19. Valley of Golden Mummies. The story goes back to the beginning of 1999. Famous archaeologist Zahi Hawass and his archaeological expedition discovered in Bahariya Oasis in the Western Desert, 240 miles from Cairo. It was one of the most important archaeological discoveries in the 20th century that amazed the whole world, the Golden Mummies Valley. The discovery unveiled a vast number of golden mummies. This convinced Hawass that this valley, a large spatial area that takes a long time of organized excavation work, is totally filled with mummies. 250 mummies were discovered only in previous seasons. Number 18. Wahibre Samtik I. On March 9, 2017, Egyptian and German archaeologists discovered a colossal statue about 26 feet in height at the Heliopolis site in Cairo. The statue was made of quartzite in a fragmentary state, with the bust, the lower part of the head, and the crown descended in groundwater. The mysterious statue was supposed to be the statue of Ramses, but later the Minister of Tourism declared that the statue is for Samtik I and not Ramses II. Number 17. Mummification Workshop. A couple of years ago, the same Minister of Tourism announced the success of the Egyptian-German archaeological assignment to uncover a complete embalming workshop with burial chambers dating back to 664 to 404 BC. The mission also found a gilded mummy mask decorated with semi-precious stones that masked the face of one of the mummies in one of the associated burial chambers. Additionally, 3 mummies and a group of canopic vessels made of Egyptian alabaster were uncovered. Additionally were encountered several Ushabti statues made of blue faience and vessels for embalming oils with hieroglyphic inscriptions. Number 16. El Asasif Cache. In May 2019, our hero of the day, the Egyptian Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities, announced the discovery of 30 coffins in the El Asasif region. It included a distinguished group of 30 colored human wooden coffins for men, women, and children, in good condition of preservation. The coffins were discovered the same way ancient Egyptians had left them, totally closed sarcophagi with mummies inside, grouped in a cache on 2 levels, one on top of the other. The first level held 18 coffins and the second level 12 coffins. Number 15. Khoi Cemetery. The grave of Khoi, the royal palace supervisor in the late 5th dynasty, was found in the ancient Saqqara Cemetery in April 2019. Due to its significance, the American Archaeology magazine announced its selection among the 10 most important archaeological discoveries for 2019. You won't find royal palace supervisors' graves every day. Number 14. Big Toe. Well, that's something truly astonishing. Scientists explored a tomb near Thebes in 2005 and found an artificial big toe joined to the foot of a mummy. The fake body part could possibly be the earliest working prosthetic body part to date. Number 13. Ancient Roman Townhouse and University in Alexandria. An Egyptian-Polish archaeological mission revealed remains of a majestic ancient Roman town in Alexandria's Qom el-Dekka. The discovery included a collection of mosaics on the floor of a townhouse, a huge imperial bathroom, a small theater, and a precious collection of 22 lecture halls, which are believed to be the remains of an old university. Number 12. 30 coffins holding ancient Egyptian priest mummies. It's always a treasure to find an Egyptian priest, but what about 30 of them? Archaeologists dug 30 sealed wooden coffins with priest mummies at El Asasifan's ancient necropolis near Luxor. The coffins date back to around 3,000 years, but were amazingly well preserved and included 23 adult males, 5 adult females, and 2 children. Number 11. Sohaktum and Tutu's mummy. Archaeologists discovered a unique and intact tomb in Egypt, whose inscriptions still have their original color. Supposed to be the tomb of a high-ranking aristocrat from the Ptolemaic period named Tutu, the tomb held tens of mummified animals, additionally to one human mummy, which is believed to have once been the owner of the tomb. Number 10. Ramses II statue under Giza House. A bust of Ramses II was found in Mitrahina village near the Great Pyramids of Giza. The statue is considered a scarce find as it is made from rose granite. It was found alongside ruins of an ancient temple to Ptah, a patron god. Originally, a 62-year-old resident of the village attempted to excavate it illegally underneath his home, until scientists sent a team from the Ministry of Antiquities to continue the dig. Number 9. Discoveries in underwater cities of Heraklion and Canopus. Archaeologists made discoveries including jewelry, new ports, pottery, and temple ruins in July, about 20 miles northeast of Alexandria, in the lost ancient underwater cities of Canopus and Heraklion. The mission concluded that the city was much bigger than previously thought. Number 8. The accidental discovery of 20 Greco-Roman and Ptolemaic sites. Some 20 archaeological findings from the Ptolemaic and Greco-Roman eras were revealed in central and east Alexandria. The incredible part of the finding is that it was discovered by coincidence after the land was identified for construction suitability. Number 7. Ancient statue of a Nubian king. Remains of a 2,600-year-old statue with a legend written in Egyptian hieroglyphics have been discovered in a temple at Dangeil. It's an archaeological site along the Nile River in Sudan. Found in an ancient temple dedicated to the Egyptian god Amun, the statue portrays Aspeltum, who was the Kush kingdom's ruler between 593 BC and 568 BC. Some of Aspelta's predecessors had ruled Egypt, located to the north of Kush. Though Aspelta didn't control Egypt, the inscription says in translation that he was king of Upper and Lower Egypt and was beloved of Re-Harakti, a form of the ancient sun god Re, and that Aspelta was given all life, stability, and dominion forever. Number 6. 26th Dynasty High Priests and Officials from around 2,500 years ago. 2,500-year-old mummy of a high priest was located in an ancient cemetery south of Cairo in Minya. Egyptologist Zahi Hawass found the remains along with an Egyptian team live on Discovery Channel. The priest's mummy is covered by linen and a gold figure of Isis, the prominent ancient Egyptian goddess. The second significant sarcophagus contains a female mummy adorned by blue beads, while the third includes a family tomb that houses a mummy of the father. Number 5. Old Tomb of Egyptian Royal Priest. During Egypt's Pyramid Age, an important man named Wati died and was laid to rest in the vast royal cemetery that now holds the desert west of modern Cairo. His colorfully decorated tomb, seemingly intact, has recently come to light some 16 feet beneath the sand, at the famous archaeological site known as Saqqara. This burial is a one-of-a-kind in the last decades. The color is almost the same even though the tomb is approximately 4,400 years old. Number 4. A village in Egypt older than pharaohs. Archaeologists suppose they have unearthed one of Egypt's oldest known settlements in the Nile Delta, coming back from 7,000 years ago, the Neolithic era. A mixture of Egyptian and French archaeologists assume they located several storage silos where organic matter, such as animal bones and plant remains. They were recovered in addition to pieces of pottery and stone tools. These findings allowed the expedition to date the village to around 5000 BC, which would mean it was established approximately 2,500 years before work began on the Great Pyramid of Giza, one of Egypt's oldest and most famous structures. Number 3. The Serapeum in Egypt. The Serapeum of Saqqara has been a constant source of theories and mysteries since its rediscovery in 1850. Even now, no one has been able to explain precisely how or why the 24 giant sarcophagi were moved to the site and accurately installed in their notches. The popular theory suggests the site was used for Apis bull's burial, though many elements do not add up with this belief. For example, the box's size exceeds the bull's size. Was it done to provide additional comfort for them? Why were pharaohs buried in small coffins barely fitting their bodies? Why did they create the Serapeum sarcophagi out of granite and not with limestone, a material much simpler to work with? And if Serapeum was the burial place for the Apis bulls, where are the bull mummies? Number 2. The Temples of Abu Simbel. The temple's construction began around 1279 to 13 BC in an attempt to strengthen the statues of Egyptian religion in Nubia. Over the years, the temple known as Temple of Ramesses, beloved by Amon, was neglected and wholly covered in sand. It wasn't until 1813 that Johann Ludwig Burckhardt, a Swiss scholar, rediscovered the temple and dug out an entrance with his Italian friend and explorer Giovanni Belzoni's help. Every year, numerous Egyptians gather before sunrise to observe the stream of light gradually sneaking through the stone and illuminating the statuettes of Ramses, Ra, and Amun in the central chamber. This popular event is known as the Sun Festival. Number 1. The Cairo Manuscript. This long-forgotten manuscript was donated to the Museum of Cairo in 2015. The document was shared several times among multiple museums and eventually returned to Egypt's capital city in pieces. After delicately reconstructing it, archaeologists realized that it was in fact a 4,000-year-old manuscript that detailed religious spells and contained colorful images of supernatural and holy entities.